What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, I had one of my friends on Twitter, one of my followers, asking my opinion about how I felt about the possibility of there being a trans Jedi introduced into the Star Wars universe. And I want to thank you for that, my friend. I'm not going to shout you out. I'm not sure if you would like that. But thank you, for asking me the question. And I aim to please around here, just ask some of the lady folk. But anyway, sorry, I can't help myself. But anyway, so the idea of a trans Jedi, look, I'm just going to give it my honest view here, okay? And that's all I ever do on this channel anyway. I'm not just looking to be offending people just to be doing that. But, usually when you give your opinion, I mean, inevitably that kind of thing is going to happen. So here it goes. I don't feel like Star Wars is any place for this kind of thing. Now, I've talked about this on videos before. There was the whole Lando pansexual thing that was going on. My classic video from back then. These guys at work still laugh at me about that one. But yeah, so I talked about that. I don't see where it belongs in this universe right here. And quite frankly, I don't believe that the majority of audiences out there want to see this. I can speak for myself. I don't want to see it. I know my son doesn't want to see it. I don't think his friends want to see it. I just don't understand what this push is to just make people acknowledge this, like in the name of tolerance and acceptance, I suppose. I'm all for tolerance and acceptance. I just don't think that it belongs in Star Wars. Star Wars is escapist fantasy fun. All right. I can't see it. I don't see any way in the world that it fits into this. Let me see. Look, to be like quite honest here, I believe that it's not the place for anything that's racial, overly religious, gender. I don't believe in black people in Star Wars. Yeah, I said it. But guess what? I don't believe in white people in Star Wars. I don't believe in Christians. I don't believe in Jews. I don't believe in anything, Muslims in Star Wars either. It's a galaxy far, far away. It's a whole other reality. You know what I mean? So even if you were to have, say, like a Billy D. Williams, when I was a kid, I was growing up and I saw Billy D. Williams in The Empire Strikes Back, and I was really thinking about this, guys, because, the kid in me, lives on, it's very, very strong in me. So it's not that far out of my range of memory. And I'm thinking to myself, when I first saw Billy D. Williams on the screen, was my initial reaction, hey, there's a black guy? Absolutely 100% not. It was just a character. All right. And I knew of Billy D. Williams before, I suppose. But, so I did recognize him. But in the frame of Star Wars, I wasn't thinking, oh, there's a black guy. I wasn't thinking that at all. I'm like, who is this character who's acting like he's mad at Han Solo and then he's a friend of Han Solo? Like, can we trust this guy? Who is this? So, and as it went on, I'm like, well, this is a pretty cool character. I don't know where he stands, but, I kind of like the way he's coming across, So it was all about being character driven. It wasn't about being black, and it sure wasn't about Luke Skywalker and Han and Leia being white and Leia being a woman. It wasn't any of that for me, and for most kids, I can honestly say that. If it wasn't for society pushing that on the kids, most of them, they would just judge a character and characteristics on their own. I've talked about that before. It's like if you are one of those people who get hung up on just seeing someone who just appears like you and looks like you, I would say this is not the forum for you. This is not the universe for you. Star Wars is not. Star Trek. Star Trek handles these matters like perfectly. And they've always done that. And you've never heard people crying about it and complaining about it. There was no outrage or whatever, because Star Trek has always been more philosophical. It's been more humanitarian, where you think about issues of humanity in certain metaphoric situations. Star Trek is that type of forum. Star Wars is more like hardcore escapist fantasy fun. And I would say that if you want to hire a trans actor, right, to be a Jedi, well, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Just like I don't have a problem with Billy D. Williams as a black man being hired to play Lando Calrissian, but he damn sure wasn't an African American in the movie. He was just the best suited actor for the role. Now, if you want to cast a trans actor as a Jedi, that's different. But if you just need to have a trans Jedi. That doesn't work for me. First of all, Jedi are not supposed to forge those types of relationships, like emotional relationships, let alone physical relationships. I mean, what is it going to be? How's this going to work in Star Wars? You're going to see the opening crawl when you're talking about the rebellion is just about to embark on blazing offensive against the Galactic Empire. Meanwhile, Jedi Master Dick Buttkiss is over here exploring his sexuality. No, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it never will make any sense. There's no place in Star Wars for that. They're caught up in their conflict and in their adventure. There's no real room for that. So you might ask yourself, well, Han and Leia were allowed to be heterosexual. Well, they didn't really delve so much into the sexual aspect of their relationship. But I have always said, if you're going to portray any type of gender relationship on the big screen when it comes to a children's movie, then I would say heterosexual is the way to go, simply because the nature of that relationship between a man and a woman actually keeps the species going. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say that's the default relationship that you want to show. You know, it goes down a little bit easier with the kids, but even still, in Star Wars, that's always been awkward. I mean, look at what happened with the prequels between Anakin and Padme. A lot of people felt like their romantic relationship, as it played out on the screen, was awkward. You know, a lot of people just didn't want to see that. It was just like back to the adventure, back to the action. You know, so I wouldn't want to actually see that be part of the story. And what I was talking about, by the way, like a good example of hiring a trans actor but not making the character trans would probably be Henry Danger. You know, if anybody knows the actor Michael D. Cohen, who plays Schwaz on Henry Danger, you know, we watched a lot of that, or we used to around here with my son and everything on Nick, Teen Nick. He actually was born a woman. You know, he just came out in 2019. You know, the actor who plays Schwaz, Michael D. Cohen. He was born a woman and transitioned into a man, you know, in his 20s. You know, so that means nothing to the actual story. You know, I don't think it was ever addressed, although I did pick up on a couple of little sly remarks here and there, you know, they put in there. But it was never like a story plot or, you know, something like that. So there's just no reason for it. You know, guys, it's like there's not a significant amount of people in the audience, I believe, that demand this kind of thing. And to be fair, like I said, in much the same way, I, as a black man, I do not demand to see just throw black characters in there just because they're black. Like I said, I just like good, strong characters. You know, if it happens to be that the best actor for the role is white, well then there it is. I'm probably gonna love that character the way that I've loved Luke and Han and Leia for my whole life. You know, and if the character happens to be black, you know, but it's a good, strong character, then I'm gonna love that character the way I have Lando, the way I have Mace Windu. You know what I mean? And if the character or the actor happens to be trans, then the character that they're playing, if it's a good, strong, engaging character, chances are they're going to connect with the audience. But just to say, look, we're going to make it a point to put this trans Jedi in there, we're going to shoehorn that in there, is something that it almost never works. You know what I mean? Because the story takes a back seat to the agenda. And that's what we've been seeing with Disney Star Wars this whole time. So no, I'm against that. You know, and if I see that, then chances are I'm just not going for it. It's not something that's going to attract me. You know, it's like I'm going to want to see, you know, in the promotional footage, I'm going to want to see something that talks to me, you know, as far as the excitement and the adventure. The last thing I'm going to be looking for is somebody's sexual or gender, you know, orientation. You know, it's not in Star Wars. No. You know, like I said, we've accepted this in Star Trek, and there have been plenty others, and you can create others as well. But Star Wars, no, it's innocent, it's basic, and it's exciting and it's fun, and it's not the place for sexual and gender exploration. You know what I mean? It's just not. So that's my opinion on that, guys. You can get in the comment section. And once again, thank you to my friend on Twitter for asking me what I thought about that. You know, I hope I answered your question suitably. And you guys can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. Do you think that it's just time for a trans Jedi? Do you think that it's necessary? Please break it down for me and explain it to me. Maybe I'll understand it better coming from you. All right, guys, as always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and as always, you can catch me on Twitter. I will leave the link in the description box below. Please, guys, when you subscribe, hit that notification bell and hit all. I've been losing subs like crazy, and it's not natural. So, just check to make sure that you're still subbed. I would appreciate it. All right, guys, I'll check you out on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.